Hi, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. Had a little bit of technical difficulties getting started, so I apologize for the 2-minute here, but give some people some time to get settled in. Oh, hey, Dari. Oh, we also have Ian on the call. I love seeing male allies on the call. Thank you so much. Luis, thank you. Vincent. All right. Hey, Maho. I love to see so many Tango members here already as well. Thank you all so much for your support. Omari, I don't think you've ever missed a call, so thank you so much. Really appreciate all the support, y'all. So as we let people get in and get kind of settled, again, hello and welcome to Tango's Women for Women in Tech Talks. What the purpose of these is to explore the journeys of women in technology. My name is Alicia Gale. As a reminder, the goal of these talks is for Tango to connect with the tech community as a whole and to better understand the industry specifically from a female perspective. And of course, participate in the global conversation around diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now, who is Tango? Tango is working to become the premier nearshore staff augmentation and product development consultancy. And while our culture has always been incredibly inviting, we took a pretty honest inventory in 2020 and decided we need to start making some pretty intentional changes. So if you're an exceptional engineer and you're based in Mexico or anywhere in Latin America and you're looking for an inclusive environment, please check out our website, it's tango.io, and specifically our careers page. Today, we actually have a very special Pride episode. Cue the rainbows and all the fun confetti I wish that I could digitally edit onto here. But we'll be meeting with Jessica, CEO and founder of Wave Therapeutics, who decided that she has seen enough of the non-inclusive workspaces, so she decided to make her own. And we're also meeting with our very own Tere, who is a product manager here at Tango, a member of the LGBT community as well, and for several years now has been with Tango for several years now and is currently the only woman on our product management team. So I definitely want to get some in-depth thoughts with her on how Tango has progressed over the last year. Pretty exciting stuff. And then as always, I have my amazing off-screen co-host Carla in the message board. So she'll watch out for your questions. She'll drop some links in there. So be sure to be watching that chat. Anything we discuss or any books, any references, anything like that, she'll be sure to throw those links in there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring on our first speaker, Tere. Give me 1 second to pull her on screen. There we go. Too many of y'all in the audience. I got lost. Love to see that.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going, Tere?
A bit nervous. Much.
I totally understand. Believe it or not, I'm always nervous. Just constantly in my life, really.
Yeah, I think it's part of my life too, but I'm excited. So I hope my experience can help. Yeah,
absolutely. I know that it will, first and foremost, because I know you personally, a little bit of bias there. But first and foremost, could you tell us a little bit about your past experience and current experience in the tech environment as a whole?
Well, I studied computer science, so you might understand that since the beginning, it was like a levelizing that it was a man career. So if you're a woman, well, that was my case, and I'm a big woman, so I'm not that feminine, I'm kind of sport. And the first things that everyone said, like, oh, so you're a guy, right? You're like us. And it was uncomfortable at that moment, but it's like, no, man, I'm just part of you. So it was a hard road, but I made a lot of friends and a lot of men friends. So it was so nice. No one ever say anything bad to me, and I was so lucky on that part. And I have always worked on this area, but I remember that I had a job that it was like a jail. And I felt harassment from the HR woman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and when I was talking with her, she was like, "You have tattoos, and you're not feminine. So I need that you change that. I need you to wear makeup. I need you to wear tight pants or another kind of shoes." And it was so frustrating, you know. It was like, no, but I mean, it's fine. I'm not bothered to anyone, right? I think that the moment that triggers that it was not the best place, it was when she said, like, I need to set boundaries with you because I know that you like women, and that's not okay here. Like, I know from the beginning, so we need to change that. So I'm going to have a constant check-in with you. And it was funny because I had a great relationship with all the people, and it was kind of frustrating, so I quit. And she was mad because I have quit. It was funny. But yeah, that was the worst place I ever worked.
Mad respect to you for sticking to your guns. You know, nobody should ever feel less than, right, for their sexual orientation or any other reason, right, for feeling less feminine. Like, I'm 100% on board with you. I'm a little bit on the less feminine side, rocking that lipstick, by the way, girl. But but what about in any other particular either jobs that you had or other areas in the industry, right? Because you've recently been upgraded or promoted to product manager, right? Congratulations.
Thank you.
In any other roles, did you feel like any adversity or even just great amounts of support from other companies as well?
Actually, I have never had like this issue with companies regarding my gender or the position. I was a developer like for a couple of years, and I always have the support of my colleagues and my bosses, exception that the other one that I said. But I started to feel the need to change that, to deal with people and to deal with stressed clients. So I think that when I started working like here at Tango, it was a great opportunity because I started as a Scrum Master. So I'm about to be in my 5th year here.
Wow.
So it's been a journey, to be honest. I'm going to talk a little bit about that because the first year that I start here, I wish I could tell you it was rainbows and everything was pretty, but it wasn't. It was so hard, like so hard for me because I felt uncomfortable. I don't want to see nothing bad because I love Tango. To be honest, I love Tango and I love this opportunity to keep growing. But I had to deal with homophobic people, with people that assume what you are, right? That felt uncomfortable with the fact that, so you like old women? And it's like, when I heard that comment, it's like, no, man, you don't like a woman, right? So me neither. So I think we are professionals and we can be respectful. That's one of the things that I always say here, that for me, the main key is respect. So, but it's so hard for many people, right, to at least to try it. But I remember a specific moment when we have these events on Tango and everyone says, bring your +1, right? But it was uncomfortable because of these comments that I was like, I'm fine, I'm going alone. And it was a struggle for me, like, oh my God, I'm going backwards. I need to go to therapy again. Like all the journey again. So I was start talking with my colleagues. We create this bond. And it was so awesome because they were like, look, as long as we don't fight between each other, you can do from your life whatever you want, right? So it was so nice. I have incredible friends here. For instance, on the department, I'm the only woman, right? And I think since the last year, I was asking like, hey, let's give more opportunity to girls. Like we struggle a lot to have women developers, and we have so badass women here, and I feel so supported, and they like, I feel empowered with the women we have here. Like, everyone is amazing, and I try to always to be that example for everyone, not just a gender, right? For everyone. So I was asking, like, we just need to give a little bit of opportunity to someone who is open-minded to learn and to bring the best of them. And I always say that I prefer to work with people that are humble and willing to learn, right? Rather than people that are so, what I say is what it is. So respect. Right now, my big sign is respect. If we respect each other, that's fine, right? I mean, if you don't like the apples and I like cherries, I'm not going to force you to eat cherries, right? So, yeah, I think so far it's a journey here. So, and we are not perfect. It's a whole the construction that we need to do. So I try to be a good leader, and I think I try to be the leader that I always wanted to have, and I expect to have, but I try to be that kind of example and to share with everyone here. So far, I haven't heard anyone that says, I don't want to work with her. So that's something that motivates you, to be honest. And again, we're humans, right? We make mistakes, but if we are open-minded to learn and to be better, so I think that's a good thing to do. And being a manager has been a challenge, because you have to deal with people again, and you have to bring solutions. You have to be like you have to be this leadership example for everyone. So sometimes you want to scream, right? I remember that one day I closed my computer, like, hey, goodbye, everyone. And I started crying. And I was like, why you can't be nice? Why it's so hard for you to be polite? Why you can't look at me as yes?
That's so relatable.
And it's amazing, because I think a good leader needs to show weakness and also embrace them, right?
Absolutely.
You need to show that you can learn from it, and it's okay to have that. That being a leader doesn't mean that you have to gel or like your eyebrows like this. No. So I try to share that with my teams, and I think so far I have always been respectful with everyone. And I always try to say, look, it's okay to be different, right? And it's fine, and we are all different. But if I ever say something that upset you, that you didn't like, please tell me, because otherwise I'm going to think that it's okay what I'm doing. And I made mistakes. I'm not perfect. So try to replicate that kind of behavior so we can be a better, we can be a better people here, or teammates, whatever. And that's a hard thing from being a manager, but yeah.
I think you touched on so many fantastic points, and I kind of want to go back and label and categorize them all and pull little quotes from you, because that was all amazing. But I think some really important things that you touched on, like not being able to feel comfortable bringing your girlfriend to an event, that kind of thing. I think that's the difference, right, between inclusion and a lack of exclusion and a lack of exclusion, but not necessarily being inclusive, right? And it's just interesting how you're talking about like this thought leadership and this growth mindset as well. And I know these are a bunch of topics that, we've been talking about a lot internally, and it's just like fantastic, absolutely fantastic to see you like not only talking about them, but just being so passionate about them. I know from personal experience that you're an excellent leader, but I can see like even in the comments, there's so many people saying hi and thank you. And Tere helped me feel so welcome and comfortable at Tango, like setting that example and being that humility, that humble leader first and foremost. Like, I just have so much respect for you, Tere. And I just wanted to let you know that in a public setting.
Thank you. It's because you're being in the other. Why is it so hard for people to be nice? Why does it take you a lot to be empathetic, right? I mean, it's just a basic human thing, but it seems that it's not free for everyone. But the thing that I don't know, I think motivates me, it's not the fact of help people. No, it's not that. It's that when I help people and when they achieve whatever they achieve, right? It's this empowerment that motivates me and makes me feel good. So I don't know. I think it's something that I like to share with everyone, and I'm so happy to.
As all good leaders should, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. But I did want to dig a little bit more into how you feel like Tango has changed over the last year specifically, right? Because there has been, we both know, but I think anyone listening into the Women for Women in Tech Talks knows we did that honest inventory in 2020 and have made strides and fantastic changes. But I kind of wanted your perspective and your opinion on it. What do you feel like has been most impactful? What are some other impacts that you would like to see?
I'm happy in this year because I feel 100% comfortable. Your preference shouldn't be like a stigma, and everyone should understand that. And I'm pretty happy to share my experience with anyone who asks me, because I know that for other people help to know this path from your colleagues, from your family, and that helps you, right? So I'm so happy to see these changes, and you're one of the biggest keys here to make that change, right? I have seen a lot of changes, and I swear, I don't want to say names, but I received messages from like, hey, I just saw something rainbow and I think about you, and I was like, oh, Tere. It was like, great, man, because something really homophobic, and you didn't think that it was going to be harmful, right? So those little changes that I'm seeing, I'm super excited about that, because it's just another person. You don't have to put a label that you should treat it good because she's a lesbian. You should treat it good because he's a gay man. So, no, it's a person. Treat us the same thing, right? So I'm so happy to see this change. And I always, I have a couple of group of friends, like, you guys need to be on the company or best. And when I started working here, Tango was on their second transition model and stuff, and it was comfortable. And I thought a couple of times to quit, to be honest. But then I saw the people. I have an incredible boss, and he's changing too, and he's sharing LGBT URLs and content, and it's so amazing to see this. I don't know. I'm excited, and then I remember everything, and you smile a lot, and it's okay because it's the same thing, right? But we need to say it, because we are few right now, and it's been hard. And that doesn't mean that you have to say, oh, poor girl. No, it's a complete different thing, that it makes you stronger. And it's
if you have a voice, you can be a voice for those people that don't. You know, if you're called there, do it. That's, you know, there's a lot of benefits for that.
I love that. But again, it's about listening to yourself and your own mindsets and things like that. I absolutely love that. And like I said, last year has been a trying time for me personally, and I'm sure everyone. And that's one of the life lessons I've learned in the last year for sure. But okay, so I think at this point, since I do see some questions rolling in the comments, and I think I might have missed a couple. So Carla, if I did miss a couple, please be sure to drop those in the comments so I see them. But I think we can bring Tere on and move on to our question and answer session. Let me go ahead and pull her on. All right, let me take a look at these questions. First one for Jessica: what has been your journey with funding? VC is not always a diverse environment.
Oh, really? I found VC to be so accepting and loving. They just want to open up their wallets and let money fly at me, right? You know, I think I'd make more money dancing around a stripper pole. And if you saw me, you would understand just how unlikely that actually is, right?
You're a savage, Jessica. You kill me.
So, you know, here I'm in Southern Indiana, and the VC environment in Southern Indiana is particularly harsh. It's filled with a bunch of stodgy old white guys that haven't had an original thought since like 1932, you know, and it's very frustrating. Because of that, we actually have made a recent decision that in about 6 weeks, we're going to launch a equity crowdfunding campaign on WeFunder, because quite frankly, I'm just sick and tired of those stodgy old assholes. Well, I mean, call it like it is, right? And yeah, so look out for our WeFunder. Jump on it. Yeah.
Love it. If we can find the link for that, Carla, if you could drop that, that would be amazing. I know I'm prepared you for that.
It's not up yet.
It's not up yet. Okay.
No, it will be up for about 6 weeks. We're still doing the marketing collateral to get ready for it. So.
Well, keep us posted. We'll be sure to make sure that link is in our upcoming blog post. Also, spoiler alert, we have upcoming blog posts about our Women for Women in Tech event. We also have another question. How can schools and companies support women in their journey to become tech leaders? It's a great question.
Tere,
for either of you.
Oh, thank you. Well, my experience, what helps me was that my teachers always tell me, like, you do it, like, speak. It doesn't matter if you're wrong, you're going to learn, right? So I remember that a lot of men start like raising their hands, and I've started like, I need to do it, because if I'm going to be the clown, I'm going to be the clown that everyone says like, oh, she speaks a lot, like, okay, let her talk. So that helped me a lot, because I need to show respect and I need to show that I'm capable of the things, right? So sometimes when they see you like with casual clothes, with tattoos, like being a woman trying to talk about leadership topic to managing a product, it's like, do you know what you're doing? Like, do you know how this works? And like, I can show you how that works. So, I mean, believe in yourself, even though sometimes you don't know how to do it. And I always say that from mistakes, you need to learn, right? So when I don't know a topic or something, I know people who knows about it. So I ask them. And I have like a whole encyclopedia of the things that I don't know, and I don't know how to do it, but I know how that works. So I think that the first thing you need to do is to speak. Regardless of the laughs or someone's pointing at you, like, at least you're doing it. And eventually, people will respect you. So
just for speaking up and having that like confidence, right? And that I think it's sort of that balance, right, of humility and that student mentality of I want to learn from you, but also that confidence of you don't have to explain this to me because I understand it. Like that level of confidence. Love it. What do you think, Jessica?
So I come from a slightly different perspective. So I was given a blessing that many of my female peers didn't receive. So the first 40 years of my life, the world saw me as, even though I knew my truth was something different, for the first 40 years of my life, the world saw me as a straight, white, married, male, Christian, educated, you know, talk about having the privilege bonanza. You know, I got them all, right? The world treated me differently. And as a result, I was socialized to go out there and make that shit mine. To take ownership, to drive it home. And that's a blessing that I carry with me to this day. A lot of times when I'm interacting with business peers and they don't know that I'm trans, I sometimes get the feedback afterwards, you know, that maybe I was aggressive, right? Guys are celebrated for that. Women are called, oh, wait, what is it? Bitches, right?
Exactly.
Well, you know what? Own your bitch. Own it. Go out there and take what's yours, because the world's not going to give it. And so you got to own that. You got to rock that. I raised 5 children, 4 daughters, 1 son. And I encourage my daughters to go out there and just knock it out of the ballpark. And if anybody gets in your way, just run those sons over. Just knock them down. Get them out of your way. Yeah. I have a feeling Tere wouldn't have much trouble with that, because she seems like a rock and roll woman. I love it.
It was a hard road, but yeah.
But we're here.
We're here.
I could party with you two chicas. I could. We could have fun.
We can.
We're going to have to invite you out to Colima. I haven't been to that office yet. I'm here for it. Tere's going to have to give us a little tour. I know the beach is nearby.
Yeah, it's nice.
And I I feel like I could have like a whole side conversation with you as well about like your past in education, that whole perspective. I guess I hadn't thought about it that way, but you're right. Like those, just the biases that come with that kind of privilege that comes with that, right? And then that transition and how that operates. I feel like on for a whole nother talk. We got to dive deep into this topic, but I do have another question here from our audience. I'd like to know a moment in your career for both of y'all. I would like to know a moment in your career where you felt so happy and excited and like it was all worth it. Also, thank you both so much for being amazing role models and for changing the world for the better. Much love, Carla. That's our amazing co-host, Carla. I love her.
Please. Go.
So I went to nursing school in Southern Indiana, and my first year of nursing school, we were doing prerequisites, and we weren't officially in the program, right? And my peers, at that time, they didn't know that I was trans. And so for an entire year, I was received as the woman that I am and that I've always felt. And I was received that. And so many beautiful things, you know, like a group of women would be saying, hey, listen, we're going to lunch, and invite me along. And we'd get, you know, we'd sit around the table and just bitch about guys and oogle about other ones, and just, you know, just have it felt like being included. And that was so incredibly wonderful. Sadly, when I did get accepted into the program, they do a background check of everyone, and it came out that I was trans. And the dean of the program took it on herself to out me to all the faculty, staff, students, and every hospital that I did clinical work at. And I lost that inclusion afterwards. So I don't know. I always dream of having it again someday. It would be wonderful to you know, be included again.
It's interesting how that touches on what Tere was talking about earlier as well, right? There's a difference between real inclusion and just a lack of exclusion, right? There's such a big difference in being, you know, one of the girls or you know, in that whatever your community you want to identify is, but being truly included into that community and not just seen as an addition or something like that. And I apologize that you have to go through that kind of experience on behalf of women everywhere and people everywhere. I feel like I have the authority to do that. What about you, Tere? What is an experience that you've had that makes it all worth it for you?
I think there are a lot, but let me choose one. I have a couple of peers and people who work at this company, Tango, that it was a hard road for us. And I come from rejection, from bullying, and it was a hard road, but it made me humble. And I tried to share those experiences with them. And they were so hard, you know, like it was so hard to work with them because like a little boys playing with, I don't know, the whole experience. And it was fun. Last year, a couple of sent me like, hey, join our company, like, hey, come with us. Like, you hate me and now you want me to work with you? Like, thank you, but no. I mean, it makes me feel so happy because they were so close with a couple of topics and they were so hurtful. And see the change without looking for it, it makes me feel good because sometimes you need someone that doesn't have the privileges that you have to realize how the real world is. Because in the real world, we exist and we are part of it. And there is no representation. And when someone wants that, they automatically judge us. And it's not like that, right? So I want that respect from these people. And then sometimes like, we need to ask something. Oh, Tere can help you. And like, really? You're saying that I can help? Like when a couple of months ago you doubt about me? it feels so good because you don't force it, and it's your work speaking for you, right? So that was one of the things that I feel so comfortable after many hard years of trying to show what I'm capable to do, what I can do, right? Not just as a professional, so in the whole picture, right? So seeing that changes on my teammates was really awesome. I mean, I wasn't expecting, because I always say this, and I know it doesn't make sense, and I apologize if it doesn't make sense for you, but wait, but don't wait. And it's literally like that, like wait the change, but you don't sit waiting to see the change, right? So yeah, I try to apply it, and that makes me feel better and see that it was a long road, yeah, but it doesn't mean that there's not going to be a change, right? That you can do it, baby steps, but maybe we can have a better future. So yeah, that was something that
I love that, kind of be the change over the last few years, right? And like really kind of drive that, but at the same time, you have that understanding, that humility that people can change, and just being receptive to that as well, right? And not harboring any, ill will or hurt feelings or hate in your heart, right? And I just think that shines through in your amazing personality, Tere. Absolutely love it. And I kind of want to pose the same question to you that I did to Jessica, which is, do you have any particular advice to anyone who, whether it be in the LGBTQ community in general, women in technology in general, but anyone who might be in a little bit of a rough spot of maybe seeing that journey happening, but not seeing the light at the end of that tunnel?
I think we should normalize therapy, to be honest. Ooh. I mean, that's your best friend. But something that my mom always tell me, like, do the things that people don't want to do, because they're afraid of this amazing changing. So everything is a challenge. Just do it. So it doesn't matter if you're willing to have fear, right? At the end, for instance, my shaky voice, but I'm speaking, so I feel so good. But I think it's always keep trying, and next time will be better. Yeah. So yeah, it's just that, keep trying.
It's so simple, right? Just do it. Just do it. Nike's been saying this for years.
Exactly, but it's true.
Awesome. Well, we do have a few minutes left. Is there any other comments or questions that anybody has?
So while you're looking at comments, I just wanted to mention something. So while Tere was talking, she's got some interesting T-shirt on, but I can't see all of it, right? I just saw the very top edge, and you'll notice that there are two of the demon horn hand symbols, right? Now, before I realized that's what it was, I was looking at the one on the left of the screen, and I was seeing it as lettering. And if you look at it as lettering, it looks like an interesting 4-letter word. And I was wondering what that
hilarious.
Yes, it was. And so I was very distracted by, I see on your shirt it says love, and on hers, I thought it said FCK something, and I'm wondering, what is she protesting here?
We coordinated today. We really did.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So, oh my gosh, I love that.
You're never going to be able to stop seeing that every time you wear that T-shirt.
I was going to say, when I see it now, I'm never going to be able to unsee it. Oh man.
Guys, I've got a broken and twisted mind, so it just whatever.
That minds are the best, to be honest.
I was going to say, we're super grateful for it. I think I speak for everyone when I say that. Let's see. Anybody, any other comments or questions at all? I'm curious, Jessica, we obviously met because of Michelle over at Flick. That's how we got introduced. I'm curious, were you able to get what you needed from Flick? What was your experience with it? What was your just overall. I know you spoke with Michelle, but I wasn't sure if you were a part of the female founding organization or if you had participated in that at all.
Well, they reached out to me and asked to do an article, an interview. And I really appreciated how sensitive they were in their article. It was just really a lovely article. And now when I'm doing pitch decks and people ask, is there any press about you? I always include that Flick story because I thought it was really touching. Listen, before we get off of here, I also wanted to offer one resource. Up in the chat stream is a link to my LinkedIn profile. Sometimes people have questions that they might be hesitant to ask in a public forum. And if anybody out there is questioning something or troubled by something and is looking for a resource, I welcome all respectful inquiries, questions, comments, whatever. And feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'd love to hear from y'all.
Thank you so much for that. As someone who could have used that resource when I was a little bit younger and would absolutely love to continue to use your resource as a resource as I grow, like I greatly appreciate that. So thank you on behalf of everyone. Again, I feel very comfortable making those declaratory statements. I'm sorry, Carla, could you also drop Tere's LinkedIn as well? Always want to make sure we're well connected as well. Any other questions, comments, or resources, closing remarks at all before we head out?
I promise to share it in the future.
Awesome. Well, anybody who is registered for this event or attending it right now will receive a recording. But Jessica, Tere, thank you so much for your candid conversation today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
See y'all.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.